Well, welcome back. It's been a couple of months or four since my last video, which was about, I think, gaining like 40,000 merits per hour through settlement raids, essentially, and settlement data ports specifically. That was in an extraction settlement. Now, since then, I've had conversations with people about what are the best settlements to use. And if it's just for merits, that's all, then tourist settlements are the best ones to use. And today I'm going to showcase the 4 different tourist settlements, starting with what I call the Sixport tourist settlement, which is one of it would be the third best. This is the layout. I like this settlement a lot. I've used this settlement a lot for this purpose. So we're going to do a quick run through. 6 ports, very close together with the power building and the alarms the other side of the landing pad. So we're just going to pop over here. Take out a couple of guards here, 3 guards I think in this particular area. And then we can take these guys out. And sometimes we can get merits from these guys. You know, you get power play merits if the guard is a power play guard. So it's worth taking them out, I guess, and moving on. We're just going to chop our way in here. There is a worker in here, so we'll just turn off his power button because he's tired, you know. Turn off the alarms, take his ID, turn off the alarms. Sometimes the alarms are there. Everything is at 2 speed, by the way. If you want to slow it down to normal speed, you can do that within the YouTube controls. But for the sake of brevity in the video, I've sped everything up because we don't want a 30-minute video. I prefer to have as short as possible. So over to the first hab. There's never any occupant in here, so you just scan or access the data port and take the data really quickly. There's never anybody in here. 2 pieces of data in that particular port, which is nice. Won't be 2 pieces in all, but with this being a 6-port settlement, there is a chance of getting total of 12 if you got 2 in every port. Scan these guys as well while your data is downloading. Scan them for bounties. In this particular settlement, it was unusual. There were no bounties, but normally there's like 60 or 70% of the people in there have a bounty on them. So take the bounties. That's what I say. So let's get over here. Jump into the 3rd hab. So we're already on the 3rd hab. And we're going to get the data and we're going to scan these guys as well. No bounties on those guys at all. No bounty. Oh, that was a power play guard, so we got some merits there. That's nice. 121 merits. That's very nice. So in the entertainment building, there's likely a lot of guys, and you're probably going to have to do a bit of John Wick. Another power play guard in there as well. So just John Wick all these guys and take them out. Especially with the alarm off you. Nothing to worry about. Just blast away. Make sure you've got a decent gun. If anybody's interested in a good loadout, let me know. Or feel free to drop into my Discord and I'll help you as much as I can. I enjoy helping people in the game. I don't like gatekeeping anything. I know that's a common practice amongst Elite Dangerous players. We won't say any more than that, but not for me. Everybody deserves the same chance, particularly newer players who are trying to get along in a game that is torturous at times. So, less said about that, the better. There's never anybody in this final hab either. So on the first and the last hab, there's never anybody. So you can just relax, download your data, and get ready to get on out of there, straight back to your ship now. I always use a small ship. You will notice, in this case, the courier. It doesn't matter if you want to go with the new Mark V Cobra or whatever ship you want, but I would suggest always using a small ship because you never have any issues landing anywhere. So that's that. That is the 6-port. Here you can see the layout again, and we are going to move on swiftly to the 7-port. Also, I call it the bridge because there's a big old bridge in the middle of it. It's quite nice. But you never want to land on the landing pad. As you can see from this shot, I've landed the other side of the settlement beside the power building, which is down in a valley. So from there, you can access the power building and the alarms really fast, faster than the landing pad. And indeed, when you finish the run, you're much closer to the ship. So all told, you're saving about 45 seconds to a minute. And since we are talking about min-maxing, we're talking about minimum time and maximum merits, we want to do it as fast as possible. So with a Sevenport, you obviously have the opportunity to get 14 data files if the RNG is good to you. Scan this guy. The usual, exactly the same as the last one. Turn off the alarms. Get over here. This is a big hab, and these big habs typically have 2 data ports. So we're going to see now, there's a power play guy there. Shoot him, take some merits for free. Right here, upstairs, there's a data port. There's also a data port directly below in the exact same style room. You see this is a panorama, curved glass room. There's another data port right down here. Now I'm downloading the data from above and I'm waiting for that to finish before I download this data from this port. So you can see the data is there, but if you try to download the other data here, we're going to interrupt the previous one. You jump down to the second port or the second room because it saves time. It saves a little bit of time, but that's what we're here to do, min-max. So let's get in and get out as fast as possible. With these techniques and this kind of speed that you can gather merits, you could another power play there, free merits. You can you'll hit level 100 in a power play so fast. It's not even. It's a joke. You get yourself into the leaderboards as well with these methods. I've been there. The best I've done is second place in the leaderboards, and I was only 1,000 merits behind the first place guy. It was very funny. Because really, I just had to scan one more data port and I would have been top. But there you go. That's life. That's the way it works out sometimes. So then we're going to crisscross over here. We're going to go back and forth, left in a kind of a zigzag pattern between these 4 habitats here. These are all single port habitats. Get some bounties from the occupants. Over here, back to this one. Now you see on the radar, there's actually quite a bit of activity up ahead, close to the entertainment building. There's a lot of guards sometimes around that area. It's not always that case, but is quite frequently the case. So when I come out of here, I'm going to see quite a few guards, and I'm just going to go ahead and John Wick all of them because it saves time and they won't be bothering me later. 4, 5. That's that. So there will be less guards now in the entertainment building because of that, because of taking those guys out. More importantly, we're going to get the data, see if he's got a bounty. He doesn't. Heading to the last building now, which is the entertainment hub. Entertainment hub has 1 port and it'll probably have a couple of people. Yeah. 3, 4. Damn, there was more than I expected. And then we'll get this last data piece. And this is where the position of the ship really pays off. So the position of the ship before was beside the power building. Now it is still beside the power building, but it's quite close also to where we'll come out. Now, if we had turned and gone the other way to the landing pad, it takes much longer to get there. So this is, all told, it's probably a good minute saved. So that's it. That's the Sevenport. That's the Sevenport Settlement. Up to 14 pieces of data and around 6,000 or 7,000 merits per run. There you go. You could do probably 40,000 an hour in that particular settlement. But this is Goldilocks. This is the 8-port in 6 mins settlement. This is the absolute beans. This is the daddy. This is the one you really want to find. Rare? No, they're not rare. I think all of the settlements are equally dispersed, but when you find this one, absolutely rinse it. So let's go. You got 8 ports in a really small footprint. This is the beauty of this settlement, which allows you to run through it really fast and hit 8 different ports. So you're going through this settlement faster than you're going through the other settlements, but you're getting more ports in this settlement. So more equals better. So all the way to the back here, because the settlement alarms are in the same place all the time, so we're just going to head over here. Now, sometimes the data port is in the same room if you're really lucky, but in this case, it's just across the hall. So there's only 1 data port to get here. You hit the alarms, get the data port. Scan these guys for a bounty. And yeah, we got a bounty out of those. That's nice. That all adds up. So, oops, he heard the shot, so he came to have a look, but posed no difficulty. Straight away, turn to the left, go down to this very small hub. Take this data port, scan this boy for a bounty. Straight away across the road, another data port. There's never any occupants here, so you can relax with this one. Come in, get your data, and I hope you can't hear my dog in the background. He's absolutely going nuts with a ball or something. He's breaking the house. He's a puppy. And we'll turn left. And there we go. Next one. Fourth building, fourth data port. Another bounty, nice. Add to the collection. If you have an Anara account, I'm sure everybody has an Anara account, but you can follow your progress where it comes to bounties, your mercenary level, your soldier level, etc. So it's nice that you can get these bounties. Sometimes if I up there, but not this time. This, the double building, remember from previously. So one up and one down. Just make sure to take out the guards. I'm going to go out here and scan this guy for a bounty. We'll jump up here. There's a guy there. Get him. Back down the bottom for the other one. We'll wait for the one up above to download. And we'll just be cool. You could walk over to the door, open it, and scan the guy on the bottom level for a bounty, bottom floor there, but we're flying here. This is fast, and I'm not min maxing here. Yeah, I'm going fast, but I'm not like absolutely pushing the speed runner level of pace. If you were, you would avoid killing all these guys. You would avoid wasting any kind of time. You just get in, get out really quickly. This is the penultimate building. No bounties on those guys this time. And we're going to head to the last building, which is the entertainment hub. Again, John Wick, everybody in here. And yeah, there's your data port. And that is basically the Goldilocks. The best settlement in the game for getting merit. But this is not the best settlement for getting data. It's the best settlement for getting power data and a lot of them. But if you need data for engineering and so on, this is not it. This is not the settlement. This is just a brute force merit gathering settlement. And it's amazing if you can find it. So good luck with that. Next. Well, the last one, this is the worst one, frankly. And I left it to the last because it's a bloody meme. Have a look at this thing. You can see what it looks like. If you can't, that's what it looks like. So here we go. There's only 2 data ports. And they're a mile apart. And the settlement is completely pointless. It's got 2 massive hubs at the bottom of the shaft there. And there's nothing in those hubs. I mean, there's power play containers and so on. But does anybody use those? They take a lot of time for little rewards. So it's kind of pointless. It's not pointless. It has its point. But it's just not very time efficient. Let me put it that way. So anyway, I'll give you a quick run through on this because I have to, but yeah, you just traverse down the shaft here to the end. Some ships coming in left and right. Looks like an Apex shuttle coming down. There are some guards down here. So there's the possibility of some merits by killing the guards, which is nice. But in this case, no. None of the guards were power play guards, but there will be some later. Quickly go in here. This is a big power building, the larger one. So it's a slightly different layout to the others. You probably know this one well. You've probably seen it many times. But anyway, get that guy's ID, find where the power or where the console is that controls the alarms. There it is. There's your data port right beside it, so that's very convenient. However, those alarm consoles are not always there. There's actually a couple of other spots where they appear, so that would be right here in this room. Sometimes they appear, and then back up the stairs and around to the right. Sometimes they appear in here, and in this case, you've got all the turrets that appear in here. And in this case, in this particular settlement, this is the only tourist settlement that has those defense turrets. All the other tourist settlements are devoid of those. They only have the alarms and the authorization scans. So again, all the way back down this shaft, and while we do that, we'll just do a little bit of sniping practice, because it's a huge distance. That's what she said. That was a green suited guard there, so that gave me some merits. That's okay. That's better than nothing. There's another up here if I remember correctly. Yes, some more merits. Into the entertainment building here. Get everybody in here really quickly. Where's that last guy? Oh yeah. And then just download the data here, and that's it. There's only 2 data ports in this settlement. I didn't bother recording. I did record it, but I cut it out. The rest of the settlement in around the hubs and whatnot. There's nothing there. There's no data ports, and it's really just a waste of time. So for the sake of making the video a little bit shorter, I just cut it out because it's pointless. So that settlement is really quite a pointless settlement. I left it for the end, and you've probably turned off already. In fact, anybody who's still here right now, just say, hey, I made it to the end, Dave. In the comments, obviously. So, I'll be back with the next installment of this, which will be the extraction buildings. And there's more of those, and they offer a lot more in terms of extra other stuff, in terms of engineering stuff. So, we'll have a look at those in the next video. So that's it. Take care, and 07 Commanders.